Welcome back, students. Today we're going to talk about the third main classification of rocks, and it is called metamorphic. Woo! Brutus loves the rocks. Metamorphic rock. Woo! Meta means above. Morph means change or shape. This is rock. Metamorphic rock is rock that has been changed due to extreme pressure or temperature. So metamorphic rock is rock that has been changed due to an increase in temperature or pressure. And there are two types of metamorphism. There's two ways this metamorphism can happen. The first is called contact metamorphism. So contact is when the rocks are contacting that heat source and they actually become burned, they become changed. We're looking at a cross-section of the earth, the crust, and here we have magma. So we're going to say, remember those magma chambers, and now it's going up, and we're going to have a volcanic eruption, we'll say. So this is magma. These rocks then, so here's your magma, like the channel, the chambers down here, let's say. The rocks right along here are going to be burnt from this magma. They're burned. So the burned rocks become metamorphic as they're changed. So the contact metamorphism is going to happen all along the walls, basically, of that channel, or the walls of the fracture in the earth where the magma goes through. That's contact because it's using heat to change the rocks. When that rock becomes burned, that is contact metamorphism. So that original rock could be a different type. It could be igneous rock, it could be sedimentary rock, but if it's in contact with that magma and it's burned, it's now metamorphic. The second type of metamorphism, called regional metamorphism. Woo! Brutus loves these rocks. And regional metamorphism, remember metamorphism, change of the rock, uses pressure. So increased pressure can cause regional metamorphism. So there's more pressure. Think of a convergent plate. Converge. All right? When it's coming together, it's causing a lot of pressure here. Those rocks right here, that part of the crust that is actually in contact is under high amount of pressure. It's pressurized. So the rock will actually change, and that's called regional metamorphism. So it forms a type of metamorphic rock, but it's not due to heat, it's due to the pressure of those plates converging. So we have two plates, they're coming together, so these are convergent plates. All right, and here we have, let's say, a fault. Okay, so here we have one plate, two plates. When these two come together, it's like those bighorn sheep. Bighorn sheep. All right, crash. Crash. Remember the convergent crash. So, or automobile crash. When you see two automobiles hit each other, they're head on, let's say, head on collision. Causes a lot of damage, generally to the front of the car. So if you think of this one car, this is another car, and they're hitting each other head on, there's going to be a ton of pressure right where they hit. So right here, right along this jagged edge, right along the front of the car, on this car, and then here too, you're going to have tons of pressure. Like two bighorn sheep butting heads. So, two bighorn sheep come together, they butt heads like this when they're competing for mates, showing dominance. The rock then along these edges is going to change into metamorphic rock due to the process of regional metamorphism. So two types, we have contact metamorphism and regional metamorphism. Whoa! Shell for the rocks. Ooh. All right, so here we have a type of rock called shale. And shale is a sedimentary rock made of sediments. When we add more pressure and heat to shale, it forms slate. If we add more pressure and heat, it forms phyllite. If we have more pressure and heat, it forms schist. And if we add even more pressure and heat, it forms gneiss. When we get to gneiss, it looks layered. It does look kind of like a deck of cards. You can see actually layers in the rock. Gneiss, it's pronounced nice, but this is how you spell it. All right. Gneiss is really the final metamorphic rock, because if we add more heat and pressure to gneiss, it actually will convert back to magma. It'll melt. Start with sedimentary rock called shale. If we increase more pressure and more heat, it becomes metamorphic rock slate. More pressure and more heat becomes metamorphic rock phyllite. Even more pressure and heat, schist. More pressure and heat becomes gneiss. Becomes nice. It's nice. Cool. We add more pressure and heat to gneiss, though, it's going to melt. Okay. And when it melts, it goes back to that form, igneous rock. So rocks can change from one form to another. This is what's so interesting about nature. Even something that is not even living can change. All right. So as a review, today we talked about metamorphic rocks, and we talked about the two types of metamorphism, contact metamorphism and regional metamorphism. And if we go back and think of the main classification of rocks, we have three main categories. We have igneous rock, formed from cooled lava or magma. And we have sedimentary rock, formed from sediments, which are smaller pieces of rock that are compacted and cemented together. Third type of rock is metamorphic rock, and metamorphic rock is rock that has been changed due to increases in pressure and temperature. So those are the three classifications of rock. Your rock star. Not done. Think about rocks. Cool. And enjoy nature. Now, if you can, get outside and start looking around at rocks, because rocks rock.